Thank you so much for staying with Citizen TV. Time now for Fashion Watch, and the hashtag is Fashion Watch. Please talk to us on Twitter. Send in your style-related questions. We want to know what you think. Tonight in studio, we will be hosting a designer, a French designer. So very, very pleased to let you know that Fashion Watch has crossed borders. We are now international, and we're hosting international designers as well. He'll be introducing himself to us later on in the show, so sit tight. Our panel is back in the house. We were taking a break last week. Obama was in town. A lot was going on, but I'm glad to have them back with us. Let me start with Ian Mbogwa. Ian, so great to have you back with us in studio. Ian is a thespian, and he is, of course, the very much celebrated and loved judge from Tasker Project fame. He has been the judge there since, I believe, the second season or its inception. Okay, that's Ian Mbogwa. And Carol Odera is an award-winning fashion journalist, and she is with us in studio. Also with us is Robert Burale. He is an image consultant. He will be critiquing the pieces we'll be looking at tonight, and of course, celebrity fashion stylist Annabelle Onyango with us in studio tonight. Let's begin with what was happening in the week that was. And we'll begin with President Barack Obama's visit. And there you go. So this is Deputy President William Ruto, his wife Rachel Ruto, and their daughter, and Barack Obama. Let me start with you, Ian, on your thoughts. Let's start with the ladies.
I like what they're wearing. Looks okay. Looks quite. They matched. Red was the thing going. I think they look nice.
Okay. Carol, I want to talk about Rachel Ruto and what she has, you know, that piece of cloth that she has over her, the red over the white. What do you think about that? I see a lot of ladies doing that every time they wear something sleeveless. Is that on trend? Is that trendy? Is there a better option? Could she have done that better? Did she pull it off?
Well, I think a lot of women do that with their scarves because they don't want to show off their arms, so they are conscious about it, so they use it as a cover-up. When you're wearing a scarf, you shouldn't hide behind it. You should use it as an accessory, so you can play with it. There are many ways of wearing it to make it look like part of the outfit without having it replace the entire outfit the way hers seems to have done. I actually have an issue with the dress because it makes her look very, very young. Her daughter actually looks older than she does, considering what she's wearing. It's a very
young, wrong.
Well, look at the occasion. You're meeting the president, the leader of the free world. When you're going that seriously, so there is a certain degree of protocol you want to observe. There's a formality to your look. There's a formality that you require that I think she's missing in this element.
Do you agree, Annabelle?
Yeah, I completely agree. I think I'm a big fan of Mrs. Ruto. She's on the show all the time. I like how she dresses. Her and her husband kind of complement each other usually, but here she is underdressed, and I feel like the scarf is covering up probably what was a cute outfit. And I think women often make that mistake of, you know, leave the scarf at home. If you're going to wear an outfit that's sleeveless, commit to it. If you don't want to show your arms, wear sleeves, because this just looks sloppy. It's a misstep. We don't actually see what her outfit looks like. And, I mean, in general, this picture is super awkward. You know, nobody is really, there's no warmth in this picture. I know there was probably a lot of political tension in this moment. And it shows, unfortunately. Everybody looks super rigid. The men look, I mean, their suits look great, but the picture is a fail because nobody really looks like they're committed to taking a beautiful picture.
Robert, your thoughts? And particularly the body language
yes.
there, particularly that between the Deputy President and President Barack Obama. And then, of course, looking at, again, what Rachel Ruto and her daughter are wearing.
I agree with Annabelle. The body language is not very good. But the Deputy President has been very cheeky, in a good way. Because he's the one trying to open up his body. Like, you know what, I mean this thing, whether you like it or not. So of all the people, Deputy President, his body language is good. Suit for both gentlemen fit well. I just wish President Obama stood in a more authoritative pose.
How is he standing?
Like you've been called to the headmaster's office. and you don't know what you're just about to be told. You're right outside the door.
No, well...
He should have... You know that the clutching of the hands is not very authoritative in as far as body language is concerned.
In his pocket? He can't hold these people, so
you don't
what
have
is he going to do with
have
the
your
hands?
hands on the side.
That would have been more.
And that's what most presidents do, if you think about it, because the
But
authority...
if you look at most of the photographs he took, this is the only one that he has his hands like this.
Yeah.
And then again, if you listened to President Barack Obama's speech at Kasarani, I highly doubt he's the kind of guy who has any confidence issues. Like you say, he's standing like he's been summoned to the headmaster's office. I don't think that's what's going on there. But
it was an awkward situation.
It was okay. Yeah. All right. Well, the hashtag is Fashion Watch. Tell us what you think. And let's move on to... Okay, this is Ida Odinga and Raila Odinga. This was at a dinner, and right. Okay, let's start with Ida. Carol, what are your thoughts? Well, she has the peplum thing going on there.
Yes, she does. I think she has. She always goes for custom-made outfits, and she prefers two-piece. She has a very feminine look. She tends to prefer fabrics that tend to look kind of expensive, which is, of course, exactly what you want it to look like. In terms of
look, but are they?
No, it's actually, this is pretty good fabric, actually. It's really good fabric. Her style is always very bespoke, it's very deliberate, and it's very considered for her age and for her shape. You know, so she rarely ever puts her foot wrong when it comes to her style. She's very good at knowing what works for her.
Okay. Yeah. And then again, notice that President Barack Obama is standing differently in this photo. Annabelle, we've never talked about glasses before on the show. And for ladies, I think with guys, they sort of pull it off. But for a girl, if you have glasses on and you're stepping out to dinner or to a fancy event, what is the option to these heavy and well, for lack of a better word, kind of matronly looking lenses and frames? What is a better way to wear your glasses, or even do away? I don't know. What am I saying? What do you think?
I mean, glasses, when you have to wear them, you have to wear them. Yeah. I mean, but I think if you go to a proper eyewear dealer, there are so many options there that make your glasses just another accessory, that make you as fabulous as you would look without glasses. I think Mrs. Odinga looks actually really beautiful. I love the fact that, like Carol said, she's always... you can tell her clothes are made for her. I like the fact that she came to the state dinner in African wear, which the other heads of states partners did not. She represented us. I think she looks beautiful.
Okay, great. So that's the win for Ida Odinga. The hashtag is Fashion Watch. What do you think about what she wore? And next is... Okay, so this is the First Lady. And if you take off my split screen, yes, you'll see Auma as well, President Barack Obama's sister there. And she has a scarf, again, Carol, that we were talking about earlier. But let's talk about the First Lady. Is that lace, Annabelle? And how did she look? I believe you were there.
Yeah. It was a fluke. It was a fluke that I was there. It was a fluke that I was there, but I was there nonetheless. And our First Lady looked actually really beautiful. I love the way blue was the order. Blue and red were really the colors of the day, which represented the U.S. And I thought that was really sweet that people paid homage to the American flag at that dinner. And I think the First Lady, Margaret Kenyatta, she was demure, but I think still, you know, there was a sexiness about her. I think she looked really nice in that lace cocktail dress.
Okay. Robert?
I think this is a perfect example of class and dignity combined. Perfect.
And Carol?
It's kind of hard to top what they just said. But, you know, it's a lot of women, when they get older, think that they can't wear lace, or they think lace is really young. Yeah. But there is actually a way to execute it, and she's showing you how she's done it. The way that the dress has been made, it's very sophisticated, it fits her, and you have to know your body type, you have to know your body shape, you have to know which colors complement you. So she's hit all the 3 points. So, you know, it's a win for me.
Okay. And Ian?
Love it, love it, love it.
And notice that Auma went for a jumpsuit. Annabelle, that's fine, that works for a cocktail or a dinner.
I don't know if it was a jumpsuit or a top and pants. She's very...
It's a two-piece.
Yeah, it's a two-piece. She's wearing a blouse and pants, and then she's worn the scarf. She's worn her scarf actually the right way. If you're going to be encumbered by a scarf, this is the best way to wear it. She was very understated. You can tell she's not a woman who's trying to steal the spotlight away from her brother, which is really classy. If it was me, I would be all in my ball gown and bling, and I would be all over the show. But you know, she showed that she is respectful. She's not a member of the cabinet, and I think she was demure, and it was appropriate for her to do so.
Okay, so that's how to drape your scarf if you have to have your sleeves bare. I mean your arms bare. And what else was happening? Let's take a look. Okay, and this is President Uhuru Kenyatta there greeting Amina Mohammed. Okay, so what are we going to be critiquing here? I believe it's Amina's do and what she has on together. She's Muslim. She's conservative. She prefers to cover it all up. Carol.
Well, I've noticed that she has two speeds. There's a very formal type of look that she tends to have. She can wear blazers. She likes a lot of black. Then there is a time when she goes very feminine and very soft.
Yeah.
Mostly not just because of the outfits and how they look, but also because of the fabric. Really soft fabric tends to be very feminine. It feels good against the skin. As a woman, you feel more feminine when you're wearing something like that.
Yes.
In this case, I feel like there's too much fabric and it's swaddling her. You know, if you're plus size, then you don't necessarily want more fabric. You just want to streamline the look so that it enhances you rather than overwhelms you. You know, so I also love that she should actually launch an Amina Mohammed scarf line. I love her scarves. She always has a collection, but her dresses, she needs to find a way to start streamlining them, make less fabric as opposed to more.
And for the Muslim professional, you know, woman who has to sort of wear the hijab and whatever, what's a fashionable way of stepping out in that, Robert? What would you say? Because the religion dictates that they can't show too much skin, but then again, you're in the corporate sector, you're in boardrooms, so what would be a more fashionable way of dressing the hijab?
Of course, it's important to respect the religious rules or beliefs, but having said that, you can't underscore the importance of having the corporate look. The one thing I would say is don't be too colorful. Like, for example, this outfit here, there's too many loud colors trying to compete with each other. So even if you enter somewhere and we want to listen to you, even the colors will be screaming, so we'll miss out on the important things you want to say. So I would advise, yes, you cover, but just go on the respectable corporate colors.
I disagree with that, actually.
You come into corporate office like this?
But she's not in a corporate situation. She's at a function. She's at an event, and it's summertime, and she's wearing bright colors, and she's a woman, so she's allowed to express herself. You know? Okay,
but the question was the corporate side.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Even right here, as they're going to see of the president, I still believe she should have worn a more subtle color. This is too colorful to see of your president.
Ian,
so actually, she's in the office still.
Ian, is this too colorful? Do you agree with Annabelle that a pop of color?
It is very loud, and that's why we got the picture.
I think she could have salvaged this dress if she made it streamlined. If it was a classic cut, like an A-line, then it might have actually passed our attention.
Or if she removed the scarf. I think it's that pesky scarf that women keep wearing that ruin their outfits. Like, just leave the scarf at home.
Or in the car.
Or in the car.
Or in the shop.
Okay. And what else? So this is Sauti. So, and Annabelle, how excited are we? Annabelle dresses these guys, and these guys got the honor of performing for President Barack Obama. They got him to dance. What was that? The shuffle?
With, not for. With.
Yeah, with him actually, and he had a good time. And he has really, really good moves. This guy can dance. Annabelle, tell us about that moment, what they wore, the energy. What did you experience while you were... Did he actually look like he was having a good time?
What an incredible moment this was to witness. I was way, way, way in the back, but I still saw it. It was amazing to see this Obama, who we all sort of put on a pedestal, live up to our expectations of him and come down. They were literally sitting on a platform platform. And when Bien approached them, or the band approached them, they came down sort of to everybody's level and danced the Lipala dance like we all do every Saturday in the club. And he did it so well. He has so much rhythm. I mean, this man is... Women are like falling all over, you know, just fainting. He is so debonair, so dapper. He's such a gentleman. And I think everyone in that room, it was a moment where people were really taken by what an amazing human being he is. And this went viral. It went viral internationally. So it was incredible to witness.
And it was funny to see Sauti Sol and President Barack Obama dancing in the same direction, like he was actually moving along to the... He could get the steps, and then our president was going in a totally different... Said Mogithi. Okay, so for Sauti Sol, Robert, just their positioning and their brand and the fact that they're actually... I mean, I wonder what they got paid for this gig, but just the fact that they're positioning themselves in a so that even State House recognizes the fact these guys have performed for the president before. I mean, he has a song. He loves their song, Surayako. So what do you think? What are these guys doing? Is it because they're working with the right management? What do you think is going on with
Of course, their management must be top-notch because they have managed to maintain at the top level.
Manages them.
I wonder. But having said that, I mean, your gift will bring you before kings. But also when you get into the presence of kings, there's some things that you are supposed to do and others you are not supposed to do. And I'm sure I'm going to talk about this because this is what everybody's been talking about. I mean, they're getting too comfortable. Yes, the president would be laughing about it, but the onus is on the subject to carry themselves. These are my personal friends. My friend would say this is lumpen behavior. It's you don't overdo it. Yes, I dance to your song, but we are not boys.
But then again, Robert, who would not do that?
Exactly, I don't understand.
I mean, his security is not all over the place like it was before.
I may have even taken his coat and danced with it. But what I'm saying is, when in the presence of kings, if you eat with a king, don't open your mouth too loud. You understand what I'm saying? Because it is just that one chance that might make or break you. Now, these guys are here for the next 10 years. They're going to perform in bigger platforms. Whether we like it or not, they're the best. But they have to understand, management need to understand.
Look how quiet Annabelle is.
I mean, this
I think this was a classic situation of, like I said, it was such a candid moment. It was such a moment of people were really taken aback by the president doing the Lipala dance, and I think Bien was really in the moment. And this was just Bien showing how he was so joyous about what was happening.
Agree. But one thing you have to understand, if you're a president, you'll be forced to smile even when you don't want to smile. Because now, if they frowned upon, we would have been talking about the frown. But when you're in the presence, there's some things you can do and some cannot do.
We get the point. Carol, do you agree?
No, I don't. I don't agree at all. I think this was just something that happened. He was caught up in the moment. You know, it's just everybody was exuberant. Endorphins were high. It's like emotions were running high. It's like, oh my God, this was so awesome. And that's how it happened. You know, we're just overthinking it, really. And anybody who has arms thrown around them like that would feel awkward if they're not expecting it, whether you're a president or a minion.
And Ian?
I think it's okay. I think it's okay.
Yeah, well, what do you think?
There was no harm intended. It wasn't to bring him down to their level. It was just one of those things. So I think it's acceptable.
Okay. And I hope they frame this, because this is priceless.
I mean, it was sent out by White House press themselves.
Okay, the hashtag is Fashion Watch, and it's good to see, you know, both President Barack Obama, President Uhuru Kenyatta in that element, so approachable, so real. What do you think? The hashtag is Fashion Watch. And this is Baba's new look. So he's going for the double-breasted, bespoke, well-fitted suit. Some people would argue that this is a bit too young, but then again, he cleans up real good in this suit. Carol, let me start with you. What are your thoughts?
I know, since I'm wearing a double-breasted dress. But see, this look is actually quite mature. It's not an easy look to pull off, and it's actually more formal than the one-button or two-button look. And you have to be a man who knows your body and who knows your events and your presence in order to wear a double-breasted, because it's not easy to wear. You know, and there are different types. I can see he's wearing the 6 by 2, yeah. So there are 6 buttons, or there could be be 4 buttons, and you could button only one. Ideally, the bottom button is supposed to be left open. But this is a really interesting look for him, because I think it's very forward of him. You know, it's not something that he tends to do. Usually his look is very conservative, and he has a very strong sense of occasion. But this is, the double-breasted suit is actually in right now. So if you don't have one, you better go and get it, and you get it custom-made, because you have to be measured. If you don't get the right one, it doesn't fit you well.
So what do you think is the cut at the back? Is it a dovetail? Is it just... What, I don't know. Do you know?
It's probably
for a gentleman his age, what would work best?
Well, the one he's wearing would work best. The 6 buttons would work, because if you wear 4, if you have a belly, it can show it more than. And so if you're younger, then that probably would be more flattering for you. And you can also wear it as a tuxedo kind of blazer.
Okay.
Yes.
Do we know who designed this? Any of us?
No, but it was clearly designed.
Yeah, this is very bespoke.
Okay.
Yes.
Annabelle, how could he have worn it better?
He couldn't have.
Yeah.
Anybody who doesn't like this look on Mr. Odinga is like a straight hater.
Yeah.
Because this looks great on him. You can tell it's bespoke. It's made for his body, and that color is an unforgiving color, especially for an older man. So you can tell he's in great shape. The shoulders are cut right. The sleeves fit perfect. He looks fantastic.
Yay. Okay, that's a win for Raila Odinga. And Ian?
2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up. And of course, Robert, you're a fan of the double-breasted suit. What do you think about
Whoever who designed this got it right. I, however, wish he got a different color shirt.
But actually, the shirt is perfect.
No, not at all. The shirt looks good on its own, but I'm saying a different color for that suit. And the color of the suit says, watch me, but the shade says, trust me. And of course, he is trying to change his image with his people in mind. He's a politician, so
let me just say, if you're wearing I know, but if you're wearing a double-breasted suit, you can actually go bold with your tie and with your shirt.
This is not bold. That's what I'm saying. This is actually not bold. The suit is perfect. If you just got the right color shirt.
Well, what do you think? Do you like this look? Do you think Raila Odinga should adopt this look, make this his new style? Let us know. The hashtag is Fashion Watch. Well, in studio tonight, we've got a brand called Ego. And tonight, we are showcasing males. We are not doing females tonight, so our models in studio, the models on the runway will be male. And we've got a designer, a French designer with us. Let's take a look at some of his designs. Could have seen more, but nevertheless, Henri. I mean, I'll let you do the introduction. Or, well, whatever, Ian. Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Bienvenue.
Merci.
I got that right. Okay, so introduce yourself to us. Tell us your name, tell us your brand name, and, of course, where you designed from.
My name is Henri Philippe, and I'm from France. The brand is Expression of Ego. I'm selling in Paris, in Cannes, and also Ibiza.
Yes.
And I started 1 year ago.
Okay.
Before I was modeling for 2 years.
Yeah, we can tell. How tall is this guy? Anyway, we'll be looking at what you're wearing. Kenya and Fashion Watch. Why the interest in the Kenyan market?
Because this country is just beautiful. That's my first time here, and I got invited by my friend Cleo Mukula for support Athlete Kenya, the Kenyan runners. And I came with my 2 daughters. They're watching me right now, Imani and Kimora. Hi. And I think this country is just the future, and Obama just came, so I just follow him.
So do you have a preference for a certain age group when you design? Who are you thinking about?
I think everybody just dress young now. And more it goes, and less we wear suits, and less we wear ties. So I just go for the age 25, 40, because 40 is the new 35.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
All right. So I'll invite the panel to critique your work because they have a professional eye, and they'll be able to give their thoughts on what you have going on there, and of course what we showed earlier in the pictorial, starting with Annabelle.
Boys in the studio. Yeah, it's nice to see boys here for a change. But yeah, I mean, these are 2 very distinct looks. My particular favorite is the monochrome all black everything. I'm a huge fan of minimalism on men. I think it's very modern. I love the way you've styled this outfit, and I'm keen to know if the hats are also yours. You're wearing a hat, so you design hats as well as garments.
Yes.
And the jewelry as well?
The jewelry is from Kenya.
Yeah, it's styled. Right.
So this was styled, so just a shout out to the country.
Right, so I love that. I love that you've created sort of a clear backdrop for other things like jewelry and hats. And I wonder, my question to you is, how does you are of African descent, right?
Yes.
So my question is, how does your culture, your African culture, influence this very modern aesthetic that you have here?
It's on the tunique. On the tunique, because I love tunique. I feel like it's very comfortable.
Yeah, tunic.
And that's the one I'm wearing right now. But I have some tunique in my collection, and I really go for tunique because I think it's very comfortable, and it's African.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Carol, your thoughts? I mean, Annabelle, were you done, though?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I could go on, but probably other people should speak. I think it's a great collection. I really love I love minimalist looks, and I think you've nailed it here. I love it. The hats are great.
Thank you.
But I also love your collection because it's very easy to wear. A lot of men are intimidated by fashion because they think it's difficult to wear and it's too fashiony or too couture or too, African print. But this is actually a way to wear an African designer as an African and still look modern. I'm just curious, so how different is the European style or European French style versus the African style when it comes to fashion? Are we more influenced by European fashion or by American fashion?
For me, I'm influenced by Italian fashion because I think for men it's the best. Americans wear stuff a little bit too bigger, a little bit too baggy, and I like tight stuff, like tighter, show the body a little bit. And also I go like the t-shirt he's wearing. Americans just love it. The dead man can talk. The zipper is a real one, so just in the United States they just love this one.
Okay. Ian?
I'd love to see Robert wearing that.
Yeah.
I'm just, which one?
The shorts.
The hat and the shorts. The
yes.
I'll make it look good.
I love the black. I love the black, and especially I wish we could have seen more of what we saw on screen. That's really nice, and what you're wearing as well. Really nice.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and if we could see what Henri is wearing. You could just face that camera, just be upstanding, and let's take a look at your. So this is the tunic that you talked about.
This is the tunic.
Okay. And that.
Designed for him.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Great. Okay,
Nice.
awesome. Good stuff. All right, and Robert, what are your thoughts on his design?
No, I like it very, very much, and especially what you've seen also on the screen. The challenge you would have here is that, truth be said, Kenyan men play safe, majority. As Ian said, you'd like to see me in the shots. Most men would not be comfortable, and yet it looks absolutely fantastic. So maybe your team here would also do some serious PR to get the Kenyan men to push the envelope.
What men are you talking about? I mean, because I see a lot of guys in shorts like all over the place.
You see, we see guys who go for blankets and wines and whatever. That is
No, this is on the street.
no, not many. Let's be honest. And he even said it. Most of us play safe with suits and shirt and tie, but we actually need to push the envelope and go this way, and not just doing a barbecue, but actually getting into town like this and still be very comfortable.
Yeah.
Because I think it's absolutely fantastic, and I hope I can get one of the hats as well.
So what are your price ranges if, for instance, where somebody was interested in your designs, and where can people find you? Are you online?
Hashtag Ego Paris.
Hashtag Ego Paris.
And I'm trying to entering the market, the Kenyan market. I ain't find no stores yet, but with my PR, we're gonna try to do some events, some private sellings, with some little bit, some events going around it, so I can get people to see what I'm doing and bring some more stuff next time, because that's my first time in Kenya, so I'm gonna bring more design looking like Kenyans.
Okay. So give us a rough estimate, like what would, for instance, your tunique go for?
The tunique, in dollars, it's 180.
So that's about roughly 18,000 Kenya shillings. Okay.
Okay, it's 100%
depending on where the dollar is.
And made in France. Everything's, all my clothes is made in France. The hats is made in Italy. And the jewelry is made in Kenya by the Maasai.
Yeah.
And that's about it. For the pants, pants like this is around $160.
Okay.
How much of your stuff is handmade?
How much is my stuff? All my stuff.
It's all handmade.
Yeah.
Okay. So your models, are these Kenyan models?
One in Kenya, one from South Sudan.
Okay, so one is Kenyan and one is from South Sudan. So we want to know who they are, and just usually have the designer in studio introduce his models to us. So let us know who they are.
I didn't go for the real models, like, because I think in the street you got more characters. I like people with like characters, confidence. That's the men's wearing my brands. That's what I'm looking for.
Okay.
Men with confidence.
So these are your friends, or you just bumped into them?
I just bumped into them.
Really?
Yeah. Come.
So you just bumped into them and you liked their height and their build?
I like them height, the build, two different looks. One is younger, one is like man. And I think representing what I'm doing.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Thank you, guys. You look great. So thank you for showcasing your designs on Fashion Watch, and thank you for finding time to be here with us tonight. Tell people how they can reach you on social media. You said hashtag Ego what, Paris?
Ego Paris. Hashtag Ego Paris. I'm gonna leave my PR numbers.
Okay.
To this, so they can reach me by her. I don't speak no Swahili.
You don't speak no Swahili. But then Annabelle asked you a question. Yeah, where are you from?
Originally?
Originally.
Central African Republic.
Central African Republic. Yeah. Okay, great.
The brain is expression of ego. Because I think everybody got an ego. That's what makes us better. Some ego is worse than others, but you still have to have one to get somewhere.
Okay, great. Thank you, Henri. How do you pronounce that again?
Henri Philippe.
In Kenya, say Henry. No, I'm not even about to go there. Thank you. That's all the time we had on Fashion Watch. The hashtag is Fashion Watch. Please keep talking to us. Unfortunately, Diamond, is a no-show tonight. He will not be joining us. I think he was caught up somewhere, but we hope to host him in the future. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Lillian Willie. Have a lovely evening and keep it Citizen TV.